What's happening? Welcome to Vahagraphy Talk number 9. And today,
oh man,
I see Stewblue in the house. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys? I'm thrilled to be here with you guys today.
We're thrilled to have you. What's up, Frames?
yeah, I'm great. I just have I have this thing with the number 9, man. I don't know what's going. Oh, I don't want the world to end.
The number 9 is sacred. Man. I mean, that's love potion number 9. I mean, that's all,
but it never works with me. It just, I avoid flight number 9, hotel number that's 9. I like made people go crazy. I said, listen, if the room is number 9, you have to give me another room. So
yeah, this is Vahagraphy Talk number 9.
Yeah.
And welcome, Chris Stewblue. Man, I was shooting a video, my 51.2 Z versus 51.8. And Mike Aris, photographer, he said, hey, man, check this guy out. You know, I didn't know about you. This was maybe, 1.5, 2 months ago.
Okay.
And he's like, well, we're shooting. And I'm like, let me get a screen grab of that YouTube channel, you know? And then when I got home, the first minute into the video, I'm like, wow. I was just like, wow, this guy, what the hell is going on here? You know what I mean?
Was that the Raiders of the Lost Ark? Was that
that was actually, no, you know what? No, I just typed your name and the video came up where you're interviewing you're talking to yourself. You're standing outside your car.
Yeah.
And you're driving. And it was that video. And
it was with the grays.
Yeah. I was just so amazed at your stuff. And then I became an instant fan. And then I reached out to you and, you know, and here we are today, man. Rock and roll, man. Good work on that.
So
I appreciate it. Rock and roll.
I follow Chris since when you had, I think, 250 or 300 subscribers.
Oh, wow. And thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been following everything that I remember you made a video about 6-8 months back when you said Nikon is going to die. You made that video or something like that. And I was so pissed. Like, oh my God. I thought it's a Nikon channel. I was like, I thought I'm going to stew him.
Come at me, bro.
So you want to know something funny, Blue? It's amazing that when I was, doing my homework on you, right? I noticed that you launched your channel the same date I launched my first video.
Oh,
June 2nd, 2020 was when you created Stewblue and on YouTube. And that's my first day I decided to upload my first video on Vahagraphy. So
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How did the strings of the guitar have wound us together, haven't they? That's crazy.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you didn't know the birth of your channel. So that's what it is. So you should celebrate it every year now.
Yes, we should have a birthday together.
Yeah.
Let's get together. We'll meet halfway. We'll get together in Vegas. You're in LA. I'm in Salt Lake. So we'll get together in Vegas and we will light it up.
You have to do it online. What about me?
Well, we could carry a phone around and we could show you the good times that we're having.
Yeah. We'll take you to one of these deja vu nightclubs with the phone. I'm sure they'll be receptive to that.
Yeah, they'll be here. I'm just going to come into the show.
So I just have a water bottle here. Here's to the growth of your channel and to your second birthday of your channel. And you have to touch 5,000.
Okay.
Subscribers. That's the job.
All right. I'll get it done tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you posted your first video on June 28th. So it took you maybe a few weeks after that. My thing was I launched months back. I mean, I created it months back, but it took me months to even actually post one video. So, the first
you want to know my dirty little secret about that?
Yeah, go for it.
This is Stewblue number 2. This is my second channel. And I had a channel a year earlier in 2019, pre-pandemic, and It was roughly about the same kind of content, but I had started with the wrong idea in mind, and I was constantly trying to shill out like things like affiliate links, and I just was like, please subscribe and all this kind of stuff, and I had no idea what it took to film something like this and get it processed and then get it up onto YouTube. And I was set in my ways, and it really became a negative experience for me. So I talked to my wife about it, and I just said, I have to stop. You know, I'm trying to post once a week, and I can't keep up with my 9-to-5 job, you know, kids, family, all that kind of stuff. And on top of that, do this. And then I was like, I'm not seeing any return. And of course, I'm not seeing any return. I had like 8 subscribers, you know. And of course, being a young YouTuber, being someone that just doesn't have a clue, I gave up. So it was, I want to say November of 2019 or maybe December, I took it off. I just deleted it. And I said that if I do it again, if I can muster up the courage to do it, then I will. If not, then I don't, you know, and then I'll just be me.
Well, I'm glad you did it, because
Thank you.
You are one creative SOB.
Oh my God.
All right.
Well, thank you, comrade.
So
Oh
from
my
that
God.
point onwards, you've come a long way, and you make one of the most creative videos, at least in the Nikon circle. I mean, your stuff is amazing.
Thank
I don't know
you
how much
so
time
much.
you put in every video. I'm sure it takes a lot of time, especially that intro that I did for Grays of Westminster.
We did the video. I had contacted them. I got downwind that they had seen one of my videos about traveling through time or something, about medium format cameras. That was what they had seen. And so we decided to have a Zoom call that was very similar to this. We didn't record it, and we just kind of bounced around some ideas. And we had a lot of fun with the cultural difference between the Grays and here in Utah. And so I said, you know what, I got hit with this idea that I'm going to say, the Grays are coming, and I'm just going to launch this type of skit, this type of video from there. And I actually hung up the Zoom call from there and went out and filmed it just that afternoon. And I had it done probably 4 months before before we actually were able to collaborate together, before we had our schedules synced up. And then we were able to get that done. And it was just because, you know, obviously they're very busy. We are all very busy. And so it was just, you get it done on your time, make sure that you're happy with what you do, and then we'll just get it hooked up when we can. And that's how that started. But yeah, I remember, like, I was like, I'm grabbing my camera, and I just walked out the door, and I just set up a tripod and just filmed that. Right there on the spot.
Yeah, that's amazing. We'll get into your filmmaking process a little bit later in this video, but I want to start off with your thoughts on, let's get all the technical mumbo jumbo out of the way.
Let's get hot and heavy. Let's do it.
Yeah. And it's not too technical, but I wanted your thoughts on the recent leaks, I guess, from for the Nikon Z9.
Very good.
And you know, I guess everybody, and by the way, Nikon should definitely hire you for their next teaser. You should be, no, seriously, you should be the you know, the guy directing that. I mean,
so last night, actually, just really recently, I was able to watch Matt Irwin put a video out about the leak specs. That was sometime in the last, like, maybe 18 hours. So I got to watch that. And then I believe, Frames, I'm halfway through your video about the shutter that will be used on it, which is part of that. So yeah, I am up to speed, if you will, on the specs that have been leaked. They have not been, you know, set in stone yet, but it's I'm sure that we're at a point where they probably will be pretty quick.
What was the most impressive feature there? That one that said, damn.
No mechanical shutter. Having the ability to not have a rolling shutter is it. Now, again, that isn't confirmed, but that is my favorite thing. From day one, getting a hold of these Nikon cameras and wanting to shoot video, that was probably like one of the biggest things that I really wanted to see in a Nikon camera, was something that had a global shutter, something that wouldn't have the wibble wobble with it, and just something that would just take that brief moment of time and not have the rolling mechanism of a shutter. Now, I'm not sure if Nikon is going to technically have a rolling shutter with this, or a correction, a global shutter, but I tend to think that the mechanical shutter is gone, but I still think that we will see the rolling effect. So I'm not sure. That I am waiting. I don't want to get too excited, so I'm waiting. Hopefully this week, like October maybe 28th or so, we will hear or see more, and they'll be able to confirm or deny that information. But that for me was next level. Like that was something that really hit me out of, I was surprised. Let's just put it that way. I was shocked and pumped.
Yeah.
You guys?
Frames?
Well, there are actually a number of things, but I think, and I talked about it, I think about 6 months back, when I just looked at what's going on with the 3 flagships and said that the biggest thing, I mean, the brand who's going to own the market next are going to own it because of the processor and the sensor. And right. And for me, half the heat management happens inside the processor. I kind of feel that, look, the Canon has been using their 1DX Mark III Digi 10 sensor. And with that, they got into trouble with R5, it heated up, right? And Sony uses 2 of their flagship processors. I'm talking about the processor here. Sony uses 2 of their flagship processors, the Bayon's XR or 10R processor. Now, they have to use 2 of them. Nikon is going to use just 1. And we have already seen that the camera does not heat up outside while doing 4K 30 for more than an hour and 4K 8, 4K 60 for at least an hour, right? So that tells us that that single processor is going to be that powerful. Now, I'll tell you why that's my favorite feature, because they're not going to use X-Speed 6 in the next mid-range or entry-level cameras. They're going to use X-Speed 7. And X-Speed 7 is therefore one single chip, and that's the power of that chip. Even if they take a few cores out of that chip, imagine what's going to be unpacked for the rest of us. It's amazing.
For me,
Juan, was there something that stuck out for you?
Yeah, video. Video.
Yeah.
I'm interested in knowing if we're using the full sensor, doing 4K 120. Or are we using a cropped sensor? Because I know the Z6 II, when you're doing 4K 60, it's not using the full sensor.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
4K 60. But are we using the full sensor doing
Surely.
4K 120?
Have to.
How about 8K 60?
Yeah, who knows?
We do not know.
Now that was the most impressive headline, was the 8K 60 thing that I read, with 1 hour time limit.
Oh my
God. Do we have cars that will actually
I know.
That's the problem.
What do I have here? Like, this is an old, so this is the XQD at 120 gig, and I think it's compact flash 2nd gen is in my other camera here, and I will have to buy hard drives to to use that much data. I mean, that's just insane to me,
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but that was it. And then the 120 frames per second in DX mode with reduced resolution. I mean, sports photographers, you're pretty much doing, I don't know, like that's crazy fast. I mean, this is gonna be a sports dream camera, birding camera.
Yep.
Like this is gonna totally, I think Nikon is the king of the jungle once again. And just like Matt Irwin said, this is another D3 moment, but actually this is better than a D3 moment, right? Rock and roll, Nikon Z9.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know who first said Nikon needs a D3 moment? Who first said it?
You?
Was it you?
Jared Poling.
Was it?
Yeah. You said it about like months back.
Good.
He was the first guy who said they needed D3 movement, and everyone caught on to that. But frankly, I'm more interested in the lenses, and I'm really looking forward to the 85 1.2. Oh my god, that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, you have a 51 too, right, Chris?
I rented that for the video.
I saw
That's
that. Yeah.
a little bit above my pay grade, so I rented it. But I have the 85 1.8. And then my next lens will probably be the 51.8. I don't think I have the room for a 51.2. It was such a great lens. I loved using it. It was fast. It was sharp. The image that came out of it was exactly what you saw in your head. It was so good. But at the same time, I'm not at that level. That's not what I'm about. And I think that I would get more usage or more mileage out of a lens that the one that I could afford, which is a 50 1.8. And I think that's where I'll be landing on that one. But I did rent it, and it is next level. It was a lot of
that's
fun.
what Nikon got right with the system, the amazing 1.8s, because the ones that most people can afford, and they got a lot of flack for that. It's surprising. People, I think, half crazy. And they said, oh, 1.8, it's not enough. But then how many people are going to buy 1.2s, man? How many? And 1.8, and to have that sort of 1.8, I think, Vagan, you have a strong opinion on the 1.8s. I think I love the 50 mm, right?
Well, yeah.
Your favorite is the 85.
Well, they're all Z lenses.
Yeah.
I have nothing bad to say. I love it. Chris, you don't have the 1.8 right now, right? You're gonna get the 1.8?
No, that'll be next. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, that lens is spectacular.
I'm pumped.
I mean, for the price, you're gonna rock that lens. Like, I can already see it. You know what I mean? What is that?
I just picked up this one. This was the DX15, or correction, 16 to 50, 3.5 to 6.3. And the reason that I got this one was not so much for photography, but for video. It's so good for video. And I love being able to fasten it to the lens, get it inside my car, and it doesn't take up any room. It doesn't weigh anything. And it produces that great 4K image that your camera is capable of. And so I love it. Again, it's not a photographer's lens, but it is every bit as good for when you want to use it for video. It's just perfect. So
yeah, I think it's a very smart buy.
I got that lens. With my Z50.
Yeah, it came as a kit lens. It's so cool. It's just so good.
Can we finally pan without,
without having the background catch up to you?
I don't know. I mean, those teasers though. You like those teasers? What do you think of those teasers?
I love 2 and 3 thus far. Number 1 actually kind of number 1, I couldn't quite figure it out because it was like it was like, are they shooting in like the North Korean like amusement park or something like that, where it was like a detention camp or something, and you had this gorgeous model that hair was perfect, makeup, outfit was perfect, and she looked like she was trying to like find a cliff to jump off of or something. I remember she did this look. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, this not modeling. Come on. And then it was like they were going to be using this cutting edge, state-of-the-art camera. And it seemed as if they were kind of lollygagging around 5 or 6 frames a second and just kind of like, oh, just move very slowly so my camera can keep up. So that first one really actually kind of set me off a bit. And I didn't put a video out about it, but
I have a question. I have a question for you, Chris. What do you think the next teaser is going to be all about? What's your guess?
Oh, so I think it's rather going to be one that encompasses everything, or it's going to be the wildlife. It's going to be crocodiles hunting, gazelle, and it's going to be birds in flight. And so I think it'll be much more wildlife and landscape type of oriented photography, but being able to see that it can lock on to an animal's eye and remain in focus and do that for 20 or 30 frames, just like that, I think is what we're going to be seeing in the next one. What I would like to see is what I think that Nikon could do is that we should be putting a Nikon in everyone's hands like that. To me, that's what the teaser should be. And that's what the Z9 should be, is that here is the no compromise, no effing around, no screwing off camera that we can do if we put our hearts into it. And we want you guys to be a part of that. And so
My hand.
that would be, yeah.
I wanted in my hand.
Vaughn's hand.
And
Just
we
ship you one here. I'll do the
we
same.
have-
Let's see if we can autofocus.
we have also my hand, and
Hey,
but
check
I
it
don't know if
out.
you can afford it.
That's how special the 35Z is. Look at this, Chris.
Yeah. Can it
That's
does it
nice.
get
This is the
does it getting
35Z.
mine? No, yeah, it is getting mine. No, it's not getting mine.
Wait, what lenses are you guys using?
Yeah, it is.
I am broadcasting on the tasty Tamron 24-70 F mount, f2.8 with a Z adapter.
And frames you?
Yeah, I'm using the 40 mm.
Oh, I'm using the 35Z.
Yeah, it's quick.
Oh yeah, that's a great lens, of course.
Look at those lifelines you got.
Can you read them? Or
Can.
what does it say?
I can. It says that your Zoom call is going to end in just a few seconds.
So yeah, guys.
And back to it. Live long.
Hey,
No,
oh,
I
what is those eyebrows? What the fuck is that?
It's not like, do you have the beauty filter on? You're looking very pretty.
What was that, man? What the hell?
I have no clue.
What was that?
Oh my, hold on.
Is that the 40 mm? Is that the 2.0 magic?
Hold on a second. What's going on?
Oh,
Oh my, what shit is this?
I think they're lovely. I think they're absolutely beautiful. You'll have to tell me where you get your eyebrows done. I'm so underprepared. I should have shaved my face.
Hold on. How?
Oh wait, look, it's happening again. Hold on.
Uh,
Chris, are you behind this? Is this some kind of your filmmaking magic?
Is it some kind of photo or beauty mode?
How do I turn it off? You tell me how to turn it off. What you're having fun now?
Oh shit.
Hey,
Oh.
how do
Guys. These are my
Hold on.
X-ray specs.
It's Halloween, right? So
I guess. What else? do
Oh
we got
my
here?
god! Oh
one?
my god!
oh wow.
Oh my God! Look at this
Hey,
guy.
how?
Don't forget the other boy in the band, Pierre.
Yeah, I do look like a peer now.
Hello.
How do
You look like a you look like a what? Peon? What'd you say?
Pierre. That's.
Oh.
I'm not French. I'm not Canadian. I'm French Canadian.
look,
Where's your
Chris
paintbrush?
is
Yeah, hey Chris, I want to get together like soon, like maybe in a month or two. I want to put together like
Yeah.
a party, Nikon party,
Yes.
and like I had invite Matt, Erwin, and everybody's invited. You know what I mean?
Oh my God! Let's do it.
and we have
Yes.
to get Casey from Camera Conspiracy. We have to get that guy. He's a nice guy. He's like in between, but he's gonna be fun. Like
Let's do
Chris
it.
and Casey.
Yeah, let's do this.
Wow.
And I want to,
Let's do it.
and then I want to send a special invite to Jared Pollan.
Oh, good. I would love to talk
Oh,
with
yeah.
him. Yeah, that's.
I
He's one of my
want
least favorite humans on the internet right now. So
to tell him I want to send you an invitation. Don't be that guy that doesn't come along. You know, come along. It's only gonna
don't be such a dick.
Hey, listen! All of this shit you're not gonna cut it out.
No, why would I? It's
This is
rocking.
next level stuff.
My
Yeah.
eyebrows, man. What?
So what? It was funny, dude. That's the 40 mm right there.
Yeah, that's a Nikon feature. It's like a safety feature. It's like your seatbelt not working, you know? All right, comrades. I believe we were talking about the Z9.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was talking about the Z9 and how you said that Nikon should, take those cameras and put it into Vahagraphy's hands. So,
And his
you
own.
know, no, and Stewblue and Mr. Frames from India. What's up, Frames? How you doing?
It's
Rock
great.
and roll.
It's great. Listen, I love this 40 mm. It's just a wonderful lens. Don't crap on it.
Yeah,
Listen,
it
this is Matt Irwin's money right here, okay? And I will send it to you, Frames, if you will shave your eyebrows right now. Look at that. This is real.
I don't want it. Thanks.
Look
I
at
love
that.
my eyebrows.
Yeah, well, because I want digital eyebrows.
The digital.
I want digi eyebrows. This says for motion picture copy money. So it'll cost more in shipping than what it's worth. But I just months ago on Zoom, he had asked, it was probably 2 a.m. here in Utah, which means it was like 8 days ahead in Australia, right? I mean, it's, yeah. So he asks, do you think the Z9 will have a Sony sensor? And I said, I will bet you $1 million dues that it will be a Sony sensor. And it doesn't look like I'm right. It looks like it's not going to be a Sony sensor. I think it's going to be some kind of Tower Jazz or you know, some other sensor manufacturer. And I don't, sorry.
It is a Tower Jazz sensor. It's a Tower semiconductor sensor. You lost that bet.
I did. So I have his money here. So I have.
Yeah.
Yes. So I actually don't have $1 million.
US dollar or Australian dollars?
Oh wait, you have a goatee?
You do now.
Yeah, dude.
Was that your mustache? I never even realized you had a mustache. Actually, it's a beard.
I think it's the beauty filter.
What do you mean by that? Of course, I have like thick facial hair. What do you mean by that?
That's a goatee. Yeah, I love when Matt goes. He has a different greeting. Like in America, they don't say. He says something very unique. We say like "What's up" or something. He says "How's it?" No. He says "Good day," but he says "What go?" Something. He uses the word "go."
Something like that.
Yeah. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up.
Of all the countries, I like the Australian accent.
It's like your microphone, dude.
Exciting.
Here it is.
G'day everybody, how you going today?
How are you going today?
How are you going today? That's it. How are you going today? That's it. What's up, Matt?
This was Matt 18 hours ago as he posted this.
Hey, where is he got some 12,000 or maybe 15,000 views on that video. But anyway, so where is your video with Matt? Like, when is that coming out?
Do you see what we're doing here? Like screwing off. That's all Matt and I do for some reason. When him and I get on this call,
that's amazing. We should do that.
We have spent hours, and I mean hours, just dicking around. And we talk about cameras for like 2 minutes, and then we're off to the races, and we're talking about cats. We're talking about jobs. We're talking about our kids and all this stuff. And we actually have like a code word for each other. Like we have a safety word. We have a safe word. Okay.
No, but let me tell you, this is fun. This is fun because it's so authentic. I never realized that I had a digital eyebrow, right? But I discovered that about myself.
What I talk about is about cameras. We keep talking about like everything else. And so we have made hours. I have hard drives. This is my SSD, my 1 terabyte. It is full of me and Matt Irwin essentially just dicking around.
What? You have so much time to spare?
There it is.
That was a good portrait of you, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know why. I have my Z6 connected with the USB-C, and every now and then it does that. It gives me a little sympathy pain. You know, it wants to disconnect, but then she comes right back, guys. Yeah. Old gray Mary ain't what she used to be. She comes right back. And so, all right. So now, I believe this was about cameras.
Yeah.
Is it? Look, you know, the reality is that it's never about cameras. The reality is that we all want to feel good about ourselves, and we kind of say we crap on cameras that other people use, and we say our cameras are the greatest in the world. It's not about cameras. It's about us.
It's about us, comrades. It's about the people.
It's about that.
Yeah, it's about the people.
It's about
the people.
Yeah, it's about that hot chick on teaser 2. In that.
Oh snap! You know this.
Was that teaser 2? Yeah, with the
that was teaser 2.
Yes. May I just say, in teaser 3, the human that is holding the Z9, first of all, that hair, and then second of all, is he shooting left eye?
I I was
Oh
too
yeah,
amazed at
you're
that.
right.
Yes. Yes. What? What?
But yeah, by the
I've
way,
never
Matt
seen such a
Irwin
thing.
is Matt is a left-eyed shooter, and he complains about it. He said, "Oh, I don't like these cameras, not made for lefties and all that. Southpaws,
Matt
as they call
shoots
it, right?
left eye. Can we?
Yeah. How do you do that? Yeah, exactly. How do you do that?
What? That's next level. That is something. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't think your camera would even work if you used
So
the
he-
wrong eye.
And he talked about how his nose always touches the trap,
Yes.
the screen. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I could just see that trailer with that female coming out of that safari truck.
Yes.
And then right behind it, I could just see Chris
Like this.
coming out. Want to see
You look
Chris in that.
great. Look at the Sahara. Look at Africa. That's so good.
with her 14 to 24.
I want to see Chris Stewblue coming out of that truck. Pushing
And I
her
don't,
to
I
the
don't
side.
jump.
I-
I don't jump out of trucks. I fall out of trucks. That's
I want to see.
Man,
I want to see you.
you're-
I want to see you jog for position. Get the hell out of here! It's my shoot. She falls to
You
the
know,
floor.
I am going to when the final teaser comes out, I am going to mash them together. Like I am going to put one together that with my music, with my sound effects, and I'm going to cut out, especially most of that first teaser. Maybe at the very end it'll say "Meanwhile in North Korea," and then you'll have this gorgeous woman walking along to like some kind of death camp or something. But I am definitely going to make a video out of all of the videos together. I think that's definitely an aspiration.
Those dots on the eyes.
What dots?
What is that about? You remember the first teaser? They were like
It's
dots.
fashion. You know what do we know? Fashion.
No, I got the idea for teaser 4. You know.
Yes, tell me.
Durability. So you elbow that photographer. She falls to the floor, drops the Z9, and it's still clicking. You know what I mean?
Still going off. Oh, there's no
It's just-
battery in
Yeah.
this one.
Drop test. The
Yeah, they should
ultimate.
do that.
The
They'll freeze
Sony.
it.
The Sony user going to lose their mind. They're like, oh my god.
But
you know what? Do you know what? Do you know what Sony users do? They kind of bubble wrap their cameras when they go out.
they what?
They bubble wrap their cameras. The bubble wrap. Bubble
Why?
wrappers.
Oh, because they're so fragile.
Yeah. They bubble wrap the cameras and they go out and they shoot. They kind of, and then they have like soft, like they have special bags like filled with cotton and stuff.
This is great. I can see why you and Matt do.
I'm
these
joking,
videos.
but you know what?
Oh, I know.
That's what I like. Whenever I held a Sony camera in my hand, it's like, oh my god, this is. But I think the new ones are better. I think the new ones are better built. So,
Have either of you two comrades used the Canon R5 or R6?
no.
No, I've
I
seen it.
I would like to. I really like the R6. I would like to get one and maybe rent one, and then get it out in the field and just have some fun with it. I know that it will drive me crazy, but I like the R6, and there's something there maybe to get us back onto Nikon. I wish that Nikon had like an R6 or R5 type of camera. You know, I think that they missed out a little bit there, but maybe at the same time, maybe they were smart that they didn't. I don't know, but I don't know. I like those two cameras from Canon. The autofocus, the build quality of them, really, really good. And not to say anything about Nikon build quality. It definitely, I think it is the standard in photography build. But man, I love those two cameras. And If I had a blank check, if I couldn't go Nikon, I think I would go with the Canon R6 or maybe R5, probably the R6. I don't need to film in 8K.
Big files.
Yeah.
No, and
With
even
you-
45 megapixel files are huge.
With you, it's like you give you any camera, you'll still be able to create. You know. So
give me a
amazing.
15-year-old Olympus. Let's go out and have some fun. And
As far as the Z9, when can we actually get one?
it's
That's
a
gonna be-
controversial topic, isn't it?
But I just hope that people don't buy like a few and then put them on the market for like 2,000 markup.
I'm
You know
sure
what I
we'll
mean?
have scalpers. I'm sure we will. It's to some point. Yeah.
I hate that shit.
It is degrading to the entire system. It really is. It is a slap to the face of everything that people like us really stand for. And so
They should
I hope we don't see it, but I'm sure that there'll be some level of it.
they should do it to like one camera per like zip code. No, I'm kidding.
What if I move to LA? What if I move with you and I have this? I have to use a different zip code.
Well, I mean, one camera to address, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know that like Sony PlayStation, I just bought the PS5 and that you have to have like you had to have a PSN account and it had to be one per account was all that they would sell you. And so something like that. So maybe NPS members will get theirs first or something. I don't know how it works, but yeah. I mean, it's not something. Are either of you going to be getting it if it releases next month? Let's just say hypothetically, are either of you going to be able to get it that first issue, or are you going to be waiting, or are you going to get it at all?
I don't know, man. I'm debating because first of all, I want to see if there's any issues, and I want to see what type of effect that camera has on the market. You know,
Okay.
if the Z7 II, you know, becomes widely affordable after that, I might just jump on that and wait a little bit. Or if I see that it's very impressive in people's hands, I want to see the footage. I want to see the actual photographer, and I want to check it out. If it's impressive, I might just pony up and buy one. You know,
I've been putting together different financial scenarios here, like for the last couple of weeks, and trying to think: can I save up for it? Is there something I can sell? To maybe boost the income for it. But I honestly think. And Frames, I want to get your opinion on this one too, but I honestly think that my next camera will be probably more like a Z8 type of camera. There's a bit too much going on with the Z9 that I simply would be paying for and probably wouldn't be using. And that is something that I do not want to do. I want to get the fullest out of what I pay for and what I buy. And I feel like if I buy the Z9, I feel like I would be buying some level of Ferrari or Lamborghini and never being able to take it on a track or something like that. It would be just like, yes, look at this. It's awesome. It does everything that Nikon says it will do, but I am not going to be using it for those things. And so that's what I'm worried about. Would it be worth having? Yeah, but is it something that I would get the most out of? Probably not. And so I think my next investment will probably be a Z9, and I don't want to sound like that guy that's like, oh well, I'm going to wait until this camera comes on, that camera. I mean, but I guess I am that guy at the moment, because I definitely think that I will put it on hold, and I think a Z8 will be where I'm heading. But that's a whole different video, comrades. That's that's a whole different topic.
I think the Z9 is not for everyone. So
Right.
it is for some people, and it is going to be for like 1 or 2% of, maybe less than that percentage, right? So where I see value coming from Z9 for me is maybe my viewers will benefit if I talk about that camera, if I tell what's good, what's not good about that camera. But I am very aware that even our viewers are also, and I know we share a lot of common viewers, even maybe 1 or 2 of them, or maybe 5 of them will actually buy the Z9.
Right.
So, and there's going to be a DP review, and Tony and Chelsea Northrop and all of them, they're going to come in and we're going to do that job anyway. So for my use case, the kind of photography I like to do, I think it's a bit too much and a bit too heavy. And that's my thing. And if I go for it, I'll probably have to sell my Z6 and my XT3, just keep the Z6 II and a few lenses. The other, and you know what, it's always like I have finite resources. I have to look at, okay, what are the lenses that I can potentially buy? I would invest in the lenses. And the 85-112 is not going to be a cheap lens. So I'm going to go for those things. I'm actually considering the A7 IV.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
GTFO moment.
What?
GTFO. What? Get out. Frames, you're out.
Back,
Get out,
back up.
get out of here.
Back up. Let's.
No.
That
Okay,
is not on the
convince
way
me.
to Delhi. What? Why?
Oh, listen here.
Yes.
Convince me to not get one. Convince me.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
this is a good one.
Okay.
Let's do it.
One, the Z6 II is better. It is a better camera than the A Alpha 7 4 whatever. I don't know how they numbered those damn cameras, but the Z
Dude.
level second gen is when I read the specs of the newest Sony, I see a brother or cousin to the Z6 second gen. That was what I got. You get 33 or 34 megapixels, whatever, and that's great. The only thing that the Sony has on the Nikon is that it can do the recording internal. Oh, I moved my microphone. Sorry, comrades. I probably sounded weird, but it moved that internal recording that what do you call it? 10-bit.
10-bit.
Yeah, that is great. That is something that Sony really is going to run with, and hats off to them. But that's something that Nikon is going to do in Gen 3 or for the Z6 or Z7. And so to me, if someone came to me and said, I would like a not high-end full-frame mirrorless camera, what do you recommend? The newest Sony or the $600 cheaper Nikon Z6 II? And I would say the Nikon Z6 II. And maybe it's because I'm a fanboy, but come on.
Once you experience the Z glass, you're not gonna want Sony. I'm telling you right now, you know the quality of the Z glass. You're not gonna want the Sony. Enough of the Sony BS, man. Or in the wrong chat.
You know, I think it is an amazing point that we are at right now, where these camera companies really can't outshine another one. There is nothing that camera A can do that camera B or camera C cannot do as well. But when it comes to the build, when it comes to the heritage, cultural technology that comes into Nikon, it is second to none.
When it comes to the hand.
When it comes to the hand, look at that.
You can't really hold a Sony well, you know what I mean?
Your girlfriend's gonna get carpal tunnel.
No, but for her hands it's fine, you know, Chris. She's like for the A7 III was fine. A7 IV is going to be even better. Oh, sure. In fact, the Z camera is a bit heavier for her. I think these like Z6. It's not much more. I know a lot of people are going to now hate me because of this, but I think that's the whole point. When Matt says that this is going to be Caniconi and everything, I think we're all the same single community. You know, it's not about fighting. Like I said a minute back, that Sony users probably put the cameras inside a bubble wrap and then they go out. and so it's not my personal choice, but I'm just looking at a few options.
Well,
looking at a few things and see.
No, it's good. That's, you know what? Like I said before, tools are tools. You know what I mean? You're not. Yeah. So, but I just wanted to go back really quickly on the Z9, and then we'll move on briefly to your expertise, Mr. Stewblue. All right.
Yes. I'm here. Yes.
Real quickly, the D6 is a lot lighter than I have a D4. The D6 is lighter than the D4. The Z9 is going to be lighter than the D6.
I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, that camera frame's not going to be too heavy. You were saying about weight. And number two, the price. It's going to be cheaper than the D6.
Well, do we know? Do we know that for sure?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
These are
that is rumors. I'm glad you brought that up, comrade. That is a very interesting. Oh, yeah. So, and I'm sorry, I rudely cut you off there, though. Tell me more about what you're saying about price, and then let's debate.
No, I was just gonna say that I guess it's rumored, but if true, I hope it's not $1 cheaper. You know what I mean? A significant amount. No, really? Right? They say cheaper, and it's like $5.99.
Yeah, like-
Like, what the hell is that?
Right.
It's a 1/10% cheaper.
Come on, man. I mean, a significant price would be, hey, maybe $600-700. I mean, I would love to see $1,000 less than a D6.
5,500. I might go for it.
That would be amazing. I mean, to have the best camera out there at a cheaper price point than the A1. I don't know what the A1's going for, but like it's above, it's over 6, right? So
I think it's 65.
jeez, for a Sony? No, I'm kidding.
For
How
a
much is that?
heavy, lousy built Sony.
No, I mean, how much is that camera going to be worth in 2 years? You know, so you can pretty much buy an A7 II-R, or am I saying that right? A7 something for like what, $800 now. Like, it's like ridiculous, you know. Guys paid $3,000-4,000 for that camera. Now it's like you can buy one for like $600-700. So yeah,
I think
Pretty much it.
when it comes to price, obviously, when it comes down to it, Nikon knows better than us. Obviously, we are not in the industry of making money by selling cameras and manufacturing them. They are, but what I see happening with Nikon is that they are gonna. I don't think they want to compete with the Canon R3. I think that they want to set aside that they are a better camera. I don't think that that they want to sell it for necessarily too cheap. I think that this camera is going to be $6,500. I wouldn't be surprised if the camera was $7,000. I honestly, if in a few days they were like, oh yeah, here's the specs, everything, we're going to sell it for $7,000. I would say, yeah, that sounds right. Like that just sounds right. And I think one of the reasons that I think that the camera is going to be on the higher spectrum of price is because then where does it put the Z8 in a year? Because the Z8 is going to be a camera that is going to directly compete with the R3 from Canon. And I think at that point, it will also be competing with the Sony Alpha 1 as well, even though the Sony Alpha 1 is more like your Z9. But in a year, things will change. And so I think that the Z8 unicorn at this point camera is going to be the one that is going to be sub $6,000.
I think realistically it's going to be $64.99.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes. Yep.
I would be surprised if it's $59.99.
Oh, shocked.
And that would be like jumping to the moon if it was $500.
Sure.
But it's going to be $6,500. That's my prediction.
But they've already said that it's going to be cheaper than D6, right? So
it's a rumor. I think it's a rumor.
Okay, you have a D6, right? You have a D6. You have all these lenses. How do I get you out of the F mount and get you into the Z mount? Just for one camera? No.
Yeah. Well, by the way, include the FTZ adapter, the new one.
Yeah.
Standard in the box as an accessory. If you
Oh
buy
man,
the Z9,
that'd be smart, wouldn't it?
if you're buying a Z9, you're getting a FTZ too. Dude,
That would
come
be
on now.
hot. That would be great.
Yeah.
Look,
Incentivize it.
I told you the number 9 is not such a great number for me. I spoke over the Sony. Fuck.
It's all right. And you said the F word. Look at his face.
I've never heard it either.
No, it wouldn't be a chat without talking about Mr. Stewblue's content creation process. When you set out to do a video, right? Do you like, what's your process like? Do you write, or do you just go like off the cuff, or how's the process?
Well, the saying goes, comrades, that all great artists are thieves, and it's no different with me. I find that I get inspired by cinema. That's probably my biggest inspiration when it comes to just ideas. And I always carry around my iPad with my Apple Pen, and I just write from there. And once that writing is complete, then it goes to what do I want to do, weighed with what can I actually do? Like, where do those two things cross? And it comes down to for one, your own ability in yourself, and it comes down to your equipment. What kind of equipment do you have? What do you have access to? And so where those two things meet is usually like where I'm at. That is where you will find the Stewblue. The Stewblue. And so I have so many things recorded. I have a Mission Impossible ripoff. I have there's another big a Lord of the Rings, talking about the Peter McKinnon filters on the lenses. I'm a big fan of those. So I've got one ring to rule them all. I have a whole video hammered out about that. And it's just, I kind of just wait to put them together and then just ship them off with whatever the hot topic is at the moment with Nikon or whatever else, and then try and just kind of marry them together. I think sometimes you might watch one of my videos and be like, what the hell am I watching?
Are you a big sci-fi guy?
Oh yeah. If it is on cinema, I'm a fan of it.
Twilight Zone.
Oh God, yes.
Rod Sterling.
Yes, I would. Yes, that would be so
good.
Yes,
the 50s. What's your favorite? What's your favorite episode?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you a favorite episode. More to me, it is the genre. It is what it created. That I just absolutely love. The voiceover, the narration, the bizarre intro, the music. Exactly, just next level. And then you launch into something that is frankly hard to explain. And then by the end of the episode, you're in love with it. It strikes a gold light within you, and you're just like, oh man, that was
the twists at the end. Those twists.
Like it's such a good. You feel so good. You feel like you went on a journey, and I feel that's where the best writing in cinema and TV is.
How long does it take for it to kind of do all these things? I mean, how long does it take for you to make something and feel satisfied and it's good to go?
I think when it comes to filming, it's very quick. I usually I do some time when it comes to prep, and I'm not too worried about things like props and makeup and hair and those things, because that's where you're going to get bogged down. And so it's like, I want camera A there, I want camera B over there, we're rolling, and let's film. I want everything filmed on one take, and then I'm going to cut it together later on. And so I think, like most cinematic experiences, I think that the real cost is in the time that it takes to edit everything together. That's the cost of it. Like when I filmed with the Greys of Westminster, the thing that really took time what was editing that together, editing the hologram from the footage that they had sent, and then trying to fit that together in something that was cohesive and something that felt fun and tried to flow well and all that kind of jazz. That's really what took the time. Just sitting in front of the camera and talking and acting out and doing things, I think it's very quick. I think that process is alarmingly quick.
Oh yeah, that I could just see your face when you were doing that. You said Greys of Westminster. The first time you said it in that video, your face.
The Greys of Westminster.
There it is. Look, you missed it. You
exactly.
missed it. Do it again for frames.
Westminster. Yeah, that was.
Vagan sent me a clip of that clip to me. It's like he sent that clip to me like 4 times. Like, dude, I can't get over this guy.
I'm a big fan.
Oh, I appreciate that. That melts my heart. Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
I have that clip saved.
Yeah, not only that, not only the clip. There's also this. The what's the screenshot of that moment where you have your face like that and he said, "Look at this." Yeah. but
You're something else, man.
I think that if we are going to be filming, and I think that if we're going to be putting ourselves out there on YouTube or whatever platform that we are on, I think it is within ourselves to push that forward and make sure that we are making fun of ourselves, making sure that we are having a good time, that we are learning and being as progressive as possible. And that really is what makes me want to turn my camera on and get to work, is because I want to do something that has not been done before. And yet I am such a big fan of vintage and retro type of work that it's all been done. It's all been done before. And so maybe I'm waiting for my big break there to finally crack the code on something that just hasn't been done. And but that is my inspiration for wanting to
I'll tell you right now, you keep going like the way you're going, and you're going to get picked up by some major, and I hope you never change.
Thank you so much. And same to you guys. I hope you guys never change.
I hope you don't change. I don't care if Canon comes along and says, we want you.
So much of who you are actually comes through in your work. And now that we're speaking with you, I didn't imagine that this chat is going to be so much fun. Like,
it's been a good time.
This is like I'm constantly laughing. So this is
that's why I respect you so much, because you're just original and you're yourself.
When you take something so seriously, it speaks for miles, and it really does a lot about who you are. And then when you can regurgitate it and make fun of yourself and really show how goofy you really are, or, you know, for me, it's my size, just how big, how overbearing I can be, you know, and things. And on top of that, I tend to get emotional about some of the stuff. And it's so good to be able to make fun of that. I think that it speaks volumes even further. I think it takes what you believe, and I think it takes it even further. And I think that so many things run into problems with that. For one, well, I don't want to name anyone, but there are certain YouTubers that maybe take themselves.
Name. No, I'm kidding.
That maybe take themselves too seriously. Well, my afro wouldn't fit on the, on the frame if I were to, you know, talk about them. But, you know, maybe they take themselves just too seriously, and I think it leads to kind of a narcissism, and it leads to a disconnect from the people that care about you and the people that you care about as well. So I think that when you're able to make fun of yourself, or regurgitate yourself, and I think that speaks volumes.
That's awesome. I mean, for me, it's like I'm trying to like take notes here because I'm, you know, inspired by what you're doing. You know?
Thank you.
And it's helping me to, you know, do my thing. So frames too. I tell frames all the time, you got to go out and shoot more, man.
God, I would love to go to India and just capture the scent, the flavor, the texture.
Yeah, you should. I'm going to give you a Sony A7 IV to shoot with.
And I'm gonna whoop its ass with my Nikon Z6 too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the pain.
I wanna. Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's have a shoot.
You know what?
Let's do it.
You guys should all come to India. It's a very fun place. I mean, the food, so you're going to love it. And if like because you're a storyteller, I can already imagine that the kind of stories you can create out of this place is just.
It's one thing that I absolutely adore about your channel is that there is that thunder, there is that shock of it all underneath that. Yes, I can be hoity-toity with my camera and I can take pictures of elegance and beauty, but underneath it all, give me some drumsticks and let's bring the noise, you know, let's bring the pain. And I love that it's one of my favorite things. Gray Levitt, who owns the shop, the Grays of Westminster, he is a prolific rock and roll photographer. And when he talks about his stories about meeting certain rock artists and taking pictures of them and stuff like that, it is my favorite thing. So that when we put rock music with photography, I think it's like it's the perfect art form.
Yeah, with me, because guys would ask me why rock and roll photographer. With me, it's not so much photographing rock and roll, is that I live the life of an actual rock and roll. as
Cool.
far as music goes. So that's why I'm doing that, because I used to play the drums for a rock band. You know, we tour like all of California and play shows, and that's my number one passion is music. So it's more of just be living that life that I did, and it's such a life that you know, I'm talking, well, everything you've heard about like groupies and you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, it is what it is, and 10 times that. But I don't know about now, because I don't know about this generation growing up. I don't know. I'm talking about like the, you know, 90s,
Gen X.
80s, 90s. So that's what the whole thing with me is like. And I've heard guys say, cut that rock and roll from your channel. I'm like, no way, dude. I'm a rocker through and through. I love Nikon and I love photography, but I'm gonna continue to, you know, incorporate that as much as I can. Now, would I love to photograph more rock and roll? Sure.
Oh,
You know, sure. And I am going to. They wonder about the rock and roll part, right? So I want to incorporate more drumming in there. I'm going to do videos of drumming, like me sitting in front of the drum set, slow motion, Nikon lenses, 14-24. You know, I just got one of those sliders, and I'm just going to rock out, you know, and that's what I'm going to do. So thank you, man.
Let's do it. Let's meet halfway. Let's get in Vegas. You bring your drums.
Oh, in the
Bring our
desert,
cameras,
right?
and let's play out in the desert. I'm getting the goosey bumps.
When I talk about music, like my whole expression changes. Like this, I become a kid in a candy store. But I want to ask you about music now. Who's your favorite rock? Like, who's your bands?
You know, I gotta say that I am addicted right now to like Queens of the Stone Age. I love the LA sound, the desert. There's something very mysterious about the desert. And when you can incorporate some kick-ass music with it, I love it. And so the Queens are probably, they can do no wrong with me. I listen to them probably through and through, but probably my number one artist that has influenced me the most is probably Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. And all that music from the Pretty Hate Machine all the way until he got clean. And then the music's changed a little now. But that's probably my biggest influence on that.
I'm a huge Rush fan.
Yes.
And if you like writing, Neil Peart, the drummer that just passed away a year and a half ago, they call him the professor. He was if you don't know much about him, and you like writing, the guy was a genius writer. He has had books out. He has he's considered one of the best rock drummers in all of rock and roll. And yet
Neil Peart.
Neil Peart. Yeah. Okay. Americans call him Peart, but he's Canadian. Peart. Maiden is a big influence.
Yeah.
Maiden. I like the 80s and 90s. I even like the glam bands. Poison, Motley Crue, Scorpions, big influence.
It's amazing how clueless I look right now. I've been looking for the last.
You have never looked better.
And I've been trying to understand all of it, and I'm slightly nodding my head like this.
You don't know Guns N' Roses frames?
Of course I know. Yeah, but I do not follow Western music so much. I mean, I do at times, but not that much, of course. But
so yeah, let me tell you a story about Slash. I was photographing a wedding, and he was talking to some chick in the parking lot. He was invited, and I went up to him. I go, "Hey, Slash, big fan." He looked at me as like, "What? Who? Get the fuck out of here! Get out of my face." So I kind of lost respect for him, and he was a total asshole. So
what it is? It's the fro knows all attitude.
Yeah.
You never trust a white guy with a fro. All right. All that hair, that's the problem.
Never trust a white guy with the fro.
Yeah. Move to Philly.
Right. Oh shit. You even know where he's from, huh?
Well, I don't know where Slash is from, but I know where the other.
Oh
from.
no.
Look,
Yeah.
Chris,
That's what I'm talking
Chris,
about.
Chris,
Yes, sir.
Vagan was really planning to bring Jared Foley on the
He
show.
is.
Okay, he
No,
was
he
really
is.
planning to do that.
I
don't
would
think
watch.
that's happening, man.
I mean, I would want you versus Jared Polin to go one-on-one. I would totally pay for that.
Oh, let's do it. Let's get tickets. Let's pay-per-view.
I would pay for
I'm bringing
that.
my A game to that one. Oh,
I would referee that.
oh,
You know what I mean? Can you imagine if I lived next to you? Not
Oh
next
my
to you.
God.
But
people would
like,
move out of the neighborhood. People
No.
would leave.
I'd be practicing my drums. This guy come out, I'd freaking Vahagraphy. Let's get it. You know,
1, 2,
no, but
3.
this was for you, Chris. You motherfucker.
Eat a dick, neighbors. Let's go.
Hey! I always want to ask you, what's that? What are those beautiful lights behind you?
Are you who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
That's my charging wall. All of my Nikon goodies are charging on there, and I got my gimbal and stuff.
I always thought you put some special lights and it looks awesome. I'm like, oh, and in fact, I've done some search as well. Like, well, how to get this light? Like, I didn't know how to search. Like,
Yeah,
they look
it's
nice.
just,
No, but-
those are my
No.
batteries and stuff like that. That's all.
What
Just
I
charge it up.
was trying to say about that is like, can you imagine if we lived in the same town? Like, come over for
Oh.
dinner, steaks, wine, beer. You know, what kind of conversations we can have all night, man.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Dude.
Give me a couple of Red Bulls.
Frames. Can you headbang? Can you headbang?
What's
Huh?
that? Headbang as in do this? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
look at well, come on! You got to put your hair into it, son. Let's see what we gotta have.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Master. When I talked to you for the first time, I'm like, I need to this guy. Like I said, when Mike, when I checked out your first video, I was like, dude, this guy's awesome. This guy's rock and roll.
So rock and roll. I'm very
welcome.
flattered. I'm very flattered to be with you guys. I really am. Been a big fan of both of your channels, and just humbled to be here. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, we had Mr. I always call him Mr. Stewblue today. Very formal. He's like, what the hell? What the F are you saying? Mr. Stewblue. Mr. Stewblue? Chris
If there's a top
Stewblue.
hat.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Frames. Vahagraphy Talk
Thanks, this is great.
number 9. Vahagraphy Talk number 9. Signing off. Sayonara. See you on the next talk. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe to all our channels. You know, Chris Stewblue. Check out Chris Stewblue on YouTube. Frames TM on YouTube. And before we leave, I'm gonna end it with Chris doing that Westminster face again. Please. Come on.
Well,
One
the
more
concern was that we had grays coming from outer space. And I said, no, from Westminster. There you go.
Thank you. Rock and roll, guys. We'll see you on the next one.